Yes, sir.
Okay, right.
Recording in progress.
My last day, I explained everything about long run production process, especially long run, the returns to scale, right? How long run output behaves according to, input increased. We have completed that part. And Buddha, then I jump into cost of production, long run average cost, right? That part was also completed, right? But I think I couldn't complete the last part of the tune. Uh, uh, at, reasons for economies of scale and diseconomies of scale. Reasons for economies of scale and diseconomies of scale. Right? Can anyone tell me, Buddha, what is mean by economies of scale and what is mean by diseconomies of scale, and how are they recognized? Yes. Before we begin the session, Buddha. Yes, Dipna. What is economies of scale and why does it occur, right? And what is diseconomies of scale, and what is the main reason for diseconomies? And especially with that, tell me, how are they recognized, right? In the long run production process, how do we recognize? Okay, now we experience diseconomies of. Now we are getting economies of scale in the production. How do we recognize that? Yes, Punara. Yes, anyone? Dipna? Yeah, I don't care your answers, perfect answers. Tell me something. Yes.
Decline total cost.
Decline what?
Decline of total cost.
Which total cost? Declining
Long, long run total.
long run average total cost, not the total cost. Long run what? Average total cost. Cost per unit. When production is expanded, long run average total cost starts to fall. That is called economies of scale. Say it properly, right? Not falling total cost in the long run. No, we can't expect total cost to decrease when output is expanded. If it happens, Buddha, it would be, miracle, right? Magic. It never happens. When production increases, total cost keeps on rising. Point is, Buddha, average total cost decreases. That is called uh, economies of scale, right? This is the long run cost curve. This is the behavior of quantity and LRATC. LRATC. Okay, the lamai. When output is expanded, what happens to LRATC, Buddha? Initially, it falls like this. Then remains constant. If we increase the output further, LRATC starts to increase. This is a shape of long run average total cost curve. Here, Buddha, we can see mainly there are three stages. This is first one, second one, and third one. Let's say output Q1, Q2, right? You can see within the output of 0 to Q0, when we expand the output from 0 to Q0, sorry, Q1 output, average long run average total cost keeps on decreasing, lama, keeps reducing. That is called economies of scale. It is something positive, lama, right? Every producer in the long run likes to see such a improvement, because long run average total cost falls with that. We can produce 1 unit of product, 1 unit of output at a lower cost. That's one of the benefits, lama. That is one of the benefits for long run firms in the long run production process. Short firms in the short run production process, or we can say put a small scale or medium scale producers, uh, never ever get this benefit. You get the point? So this benefit put that is economies of scale. That benefit, EOS, economies of scale, means Dipna a fall in what? LRATC, long run average total cost, when the production capacity is expanded. That is the idea of economies of scale. Are you okay with me, Buddha? Okay, right. Next one, Buddha. Then you can see here average total cost. I mean, within the range of, let's say, Q1 to Q output level, Buddha, average total cost, long run average total cost remains constant. But we don't say it is constant economies of scale. There's no such a concept, Buddha, right? So, but in that range, Q1 to Q naught, you can see LRATC remains constant, right? But if the business in the long run production process decides to expand the output beyond Q2, right? Assume that this is 8 million output, this is 3 million production capacity. Up to 3 million to 8 million, no issue, right? They can produce 1 unit at, assume the cost is 20 rupees. This is the average cost per unit. But if they increase the output beyond Q2 output level, beyond the Q2 output level, it means 8 million output level in my example, average total cost starts to rise. That is the very fabulous thing. Why? What is the reason? Right? Why, Lamai? We say Buddha in the long run production process, if firm increases its output further and further, what happens to average total cost? Falls. But if they increase output level, we can say Buddha too much, right? That is type of overproduction, right? Too much, right? If they go beyond Q2 output level, again Buddha, inefficiency starts to occur, resulting an increase in average long run average total cost. That is called diseconomies of scale. Means something negative, right? Average long run average total cost starts to rise. My God. Okay, the Lama. So remember, here the point is with that the firm should know the point at which they should increase up to which they have to increase the production. If increasing production in the long run production process is okay, but up to this point, if they go beyond that point, Buddha, again average total cost, LRATC starts to rise. That is not good. Okay, the Lama. So this is called diseconomies of scale. When LRATC starts to rise, that is called diseconomies of scale. Diseconomies of scale. Diseconomies of scale. This is what I discussed last day. Okay, the Buddha. Now, today I'm going to explain Buddha reasons for economies of scale. Reasons for economies of scale. If you want, write this down, copy it down. Otherwise, we can move on. No need, right? We have completed that part. Dipna, Punara.
Yes, sir, no
Okay.
need.
Ipna, do you need that?
No, sir.
Right. Then for the reasons for economies of scale. Why there is a fall in long run average total cost when production is expanded? There should be some reason. Lama. In this world, everything happens for reason. There should be a proper reason, logic behind the concept. Right. Now, Buddha, my discussions on why long run average total cost falls when production. These are called reasons for economies of reasons. Reasons for EOS. Right? So that here mainly there are two reasons. First one is internal economies of scale. Punara, did I do this part for you? Last day, not last week.
No, sir.
No, right? Okay. Internal economies of scale. Internal EOS. Other one put the external EOS. External EOS. So the internal economies of scale mean these are advantages. Set of advantages. Okay, the Buddha for only large scale producers. Internal economies of scale mean Buddha these advantages coming from expanding, the organization itself. Right? Example, if Unilever or Hemas expands its production capacity, Buddha, from that expansion itself, from their expansion itself, they can get some advantages. That is called internal economies of scale. Internal economies of scale. External economies of scale mean Buddha. These are advantages. Yes, these are advantages for all firms in the industry when entire industry is expanded. I'll explain that point. Right? This is from this advantages for all firms in the industry due to expansion in entire industry itself. What is this? This is the benefits from expanding the company or the firm, individual firm itself. This is industries. Okay, Dalama? Right. Then, Buddha, in your syllabus, remember there are 5 main sources of internal economies of scale. How many sources? 5 main sources of internal economies of scale. But in your professor's book, Buddha, he has mentioned 6 reasons, but I think press 5 enough. Okay, press 1, Buddha, technical economies of scale. Technical economies of scale called technical EOS. Not technological, technical. Okay, the lamai. Second one, managerial economies of scale. Managerial EOS. Next one, Buddha, marketing economies of scale. Marketing EOS, economies of scale. Right? Next one, financial economies of scale. Financial economies of scale. Financial EOS, economies of scale. And last one, Buddha, risk bearing. Risk bearing EOS, economies of. But after completing these 5 areas, I'll move into external economies of scale, right? Let's this 5 components. In your professor's book, Buddha, he has mentioned that network economies of scale as well, but I'm not the big fan of that. If you want, Buddha, you can remember that point as well. But normally we discuss these 5 areas. These are called sources of internal economies of scale. Kalana, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're waiting for you, but as you didn't join, we started the session. Right. For that, now we are discussing reasons for economies of scale. Why long run average total cost falls when output is expanded. Those reasons can be divided into 2 parts with the internal EOS and external EOS. Internal economies of the scale are the advantages for large scale producers in the long run production process from expanding the individual firm itself. When it comes to external economies of the scale, Buddha, those are set of advantages for large scale producers or large scale firms in the long run from expanding entire industry itself. That is called external economy. Okay? In the internal side, Buddha, there are 5 main sources. 5 main sources creating economies of scale for large scale. Right. Okay, Buddha, I'll share the screen. You can read page number 38. Please have a look at page number 38. Page number 38. Right, Lama, can you see the screen I'm sharing? Yes? No?
Yes.
Right, so I'll do it a bit faster because I want to complete the past papers from dawn and production process as well. Then we can completely can complete the lesson. Right. Economies of scale, it's okay. Puda, I have changed my tune a bit. So, right, okay, I'll show you the previous tune as well. Reasons for economies of scale, right? Same thing with that. Internal economies of scale. Now you should look at page number 38 and 39 in your study material. Okay, internal economies of scale. The first one is technical economies of scale. Very simple, Buddha. These are the same reasons affecting for increasing returns to scale, if you can remember. These large scale producers can use heavy machinery, okay, and indivisibility of factors of production, okay, and especially Buddha, the concept of division of labor can be used for this large scale production process, thus effectively, right? So these are called technological, sorry, technical economies of scale. Technical economies of scale. Okay, very simple. Remember, these are the same reasons. I'll repeat. These are the same reasons for increasing returns to scale. Okay, we have discussed that part. Reasons like indivisibility of factors of production, right? The cost borne by one time, right? You can see there is inefficiency at lower production due to indivisibility. Indivisibility. It should be indivisibility. invisibility. Right. Invisibility. What? Invisible. Well, hand. Right. It should be invisible. Indivisible. Right. Of inputs used in the production process. Thus, per cap. Right. I think no need to read to the simple idea here. When production process is, too large. When production capacity is expanded, large scale producers can have technical economies of scale from especially to the use of heavy machinery and get the maximum benefits of indivisible factors of production and apply of division of labor concept. Okay. Then Buddha, what happens? Due to these reasons, efficiency increases, right? Production process becomes very efficient. When production process becomes very efficient, long run average total cost starts to fall. Simple. This is one of the reasons for economies of scale. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No. Right. Next one, managerial economies of scale. This is very simple, Buddha, right? Managerial economies of scale. Buddha, have you ever learned main management, we can sorry, business activities, or we can say, I think, functions of a business? In business studies, you might have learned, I don't know whether you're doing business studies or not. Tell me, what are the functions of a business? I mean, what do businesses do, Buddha? What are the main functions are they engaged with? Yes, can anyone tell me, Buddha? What are the main functions a businesses engage with? Daily.
Production.
Very good. Production should be there. What else, Lamai? Production. Yes, Dipna. What are the main functions of a business? Simple. Take Buddha example. Small Pereira and Sons. Very normal business. What are the main activities they are performing, Buddha? Every day, what do they do?
Finance.
Finance there. Yes, production should be there, Buddha. Finance should be there. What else? Managing borrowings and investment. Finance, yes. Marketing should be there. Marketing activity. Marketing. And what else am I? Marketing and HR. Human resource management should be there, right? Because human resource, the managing human resource, right? Labor force or labors in the organization is one of the key functions of the business, Buddha, right? HRM, and what is other one? What is the missed one? Production, finance, marketing, HR. Yes, right. That's it. Now, Buddha, we can see separate process for IT, separate department for IT. And Buddha, we can see in large scale firms like Unilever, Hemas, okay, Volkswagen cars, Toyota, uh, established world famous organizations, Buddha, they have separate section for research and development as well, right? R&D, research and development. These are called the main business activities or functions of a business. Buddha, when talking about a small scale business, let's say the small the business owner of business, let's say the small retail shop in your village. Okay, assume a small retail shop in your business, in your area. Okay, the lamai. Hitanna podi mudalali uncle kenek lamai. Okay. Then how does this small mudalali uncle, okay, the mudalali uncle, manage these few areas, lamai, main functions of the business? Production, finance, marketing, HR, IT, and research and development. Forget put the IT and research and development. Last two. How does a small scale producer manage production, finance, marketing, and HRM? Kunara, tell me, Do small scale producers hire different managers, specialized and experienced managers for I mean these production activities separately for each production activity, or everything managed by the owner or one person?
They are managed by the own.
Owner nilama, everything. Production also, right, done by I mean decisions are made by owner. Finance of itself, right? No any option. The Mudalari uncle goes to the banks and talks everything about taking loans and investment, everything. Marketing also same, HR also same. Okay, the lamai. So all these activities, all these functions are really important. We can't underestimate any of them. All are very very important for the success of a business. So in a small scale produce business, Buddha, all these functions are done by one single firm, making so many inefficiencies. Efficient lama, because that person does not know everything, Buddha, right? It's not good at I mean all these functions. So sometimes, Buddha, not sometimes actually, usually, when one person handles these all business functions, Buddha, the inefficiency occurs. But when it comes to large scale producers, right? Let's say Unilever, Hemas, that they hire, right? They recruit most experienced guy, most experienced, right? More the knowledgeable and talented. Okay, the Buddha, the suitable people for this position. Example, if you look at the profile of marketing manager of Unilever, Buddha, it's the best one, right? If you look at go through the profile of let's say HR manager of Emas Lamai, is the best one, because they hire the best and suitable, experienced and knowledgeable guy, right? Then HR, the functions, all functions, HR functions are managed by separate department. They are all specialized and well knowledgeable people work together, very efficient, right? So what I need to say, large scale producers or long run businesses, they can use with the experience and knowledgeable managers especially to function these main business, result in reduction in long run average total cost. Did you get what I said? Yes. Alana, Lipna, Punara.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Simple neda lamai. Right. Right. You can say, you can read this as well. Financial example to the marketing system, production process. Firms can employ specialists, right? Human resource, financial control, legal sector, and networking. Legal sector also good, right? There you can reduce unit cost for unit cost of production in the contract. It's called managerial economy of scale. So that is, I mean, when hiring workers for this Unilever Hemas, they apply, they use very tough process, right? It's very difficult for applicants, very difficult for you know candidates to join with Unilever Hemas. I mean, I'm talking about interview process, right? My God, they look for best candidate to that, right? No words to explain. The product that the interview process is too tough. The purpose is to find the very suitable, experienced, right, talented, young, okay, the lamai blood for the organization. I can remember one of my friends joined with Hema, so Haley's, I can't remember, 2018, from Gampaha Bandaranai. marketing department. Okay, then 2017 he joined as a very intern. Right now he's a marketing manager. I can't remember Heli's or Hemas. Now how many years passed, Buddha? 8 or 9 years. Very talented guy, Buddha. English, my God, perfect, like a foreigner. Okay, then especially writing. Okay, and also Buddha the sports side. Right, they evaluate everything, not only academic side. Okay, in my university he was the president of a sport club, right, and I think the captain at sport basketball. I think 1 or 2 years. Okay, so that's why. But I need to say that they know how to hire the most experienced and talented, right, people to their organization. That's why, Buddha, they are really efficient. Okay, right. Next one, marketing economies of scale. Marketing economies of scale. Can you read that point? Economies of scale arise when firms have monopoly power in the market. Business purchase inputs in bulk. So that these large scale producers, they need raw materials in bulk, and also they try to purchase raw materials in bulk. Example, let's say Buddha, let's say Brandix, mass holding. Okay, the Buddha, those are, they are garment or manufacturers of garments, apparel. Okay, so they are large producers, Buddha. They produce million, 2 millions, 1 million, 2 millions output maybe per week. So they need more raw materials. They buy these all raw materials in bulk. That is called bulk purchasing, right? When an organization engages with bulk purchases, Buddha, they can have discounts. They can have what? Discounts. This advantage for is never for small scale producers, right? Discount, because these large scale firms buy raw materials, purchase inputs in bulk, then they can have, negotiated discounts than small scale producers. Then they can reduce the average total cost in the long run. Quantities, thereby creating production lines quickly and offering discounts to customers. Large firms are able to use mass advertising. Remember that point as well. Mass advertising and marketing campaign. Okay, because these organizations are able to bear the cost. Much large scale, right? Mass advertising campaign. Small scale producers never do that. They can't afford such a cost limit. Okay, more efficiently than small scale producers. Thus, there's a large space to reduce their per unit cost of production in processing orders, packing, storing, preparing bills, transporting, advertising, and marketing. I'll tell you one example, Buddha. Assume there is, let's say, okay, let's compare the two garment manufacturers. Right, assume Buddha, in your village there's a small manufacturer, garment manufacturer producing, small scale producer producing 1,000 units per day. That is his production capacity, 1,000 units per day. Okay, Dalamai. Assume he wants to, advertise his products on, let's say, let's talk about the television advertisement, right? Assume the advertisement for the cost for television advertisement is for, I don't know, let's say 500,000. Assume this is three seconds, right, during that peak time, Lama, when everyone watches television. I mean, especially this peak time is called 30 to 10, I think, PM, right, to advertise. Okay, the Lama, assume the cost is 500,000. This is the cost per one of the advertisement, right? Then if you calculate cost per unit, advertising cost per unit, it would be how much now? 500 per unit. Assume lama Hemas or Haley, no, sorry, Mass Holding or Brandix. They do the same advertisement, right? Cost does not change lama, right? Cost is the same, right? Regardless of the production capacity, the cost is the same. Assume 500,000, but their production capacity, let's say 100,000. Then how much the cost per unit? 5 rupees per unit. Okay, then they can reduce the unit advertisement cost due to large production capacity. Okay, the lama. Yalata දැනෙන්නවත් නැහැ lama. Clear? මෙයාගේ production capacity 100,000. Then they can easily bear this cost, right? They can easily spread up this cost. Okay, but small scale producer, yeah, they can do advertisement, heavy advertisement, no issue, but they have very small production capacity. So the per cost advertisement cost per unit is relatively higher than large scale producers. I think clear for you. Any doubt, Lama?
No, sir.
No. Unara, Dipna?
No, sir.
Right. Financial economies of scale, Buddha. This is very simple. It's all about borrowings at lower cost interest rate, lower interest rate. So assume small mudalali uncle in your village wants to borrow let's say 1 million or 2 million to expand his business, and he goes to the bank, assume, and asking for a loan. Manager, good morning, right? I'm my purpose is to expand my business. My financial requirement is 2 million. Can I have that amount, or can I borrow that amount from your bank? Then the bank manager will say, okay, Mudalali uncle, we want people like you, right? You're the the drivers of this economy. Yes, we are ready to help you. Then ask, okay, manager, how much the interest rate for my loan? Then let's say interest rate, okay, Mudalali uncle, your interest rate will be 15% per year. That's the interest rate. Okay, but if Mudalali uncle says, assume Mudalali uncle says, oh my god, manager, it's too expensive, right? Can you reduce the interest rate a bit? Tell me, Kalana, tell me, can small scale producers negotiate with banks, especially to reduce interest rates?
No.
No. Okay, the Lama. They don't have such a capacity, Lama. They can't negotiate. Right? They have to pay, they have to accept the interest rate which is given by the bank, Lama. No negotiation. Okay, the Lama. Udalali uncle is not able to negotiate with banks. Bank bank. Clear? Because the reason is very small producer. On the other hand, remember, when lending for these small scale producers, the risk is high because these are not well established businesses. There's a huge risk, especially when paying these loans back. I think you might have learned this. This interest rate is not for all, similar interest rate is not charged for all businesses. Right? The interest rate depends, the interest rate charged by bank on loans depends on the risk for the bank. If bank feels, okay, this loan is much, right, the risky loan, then the bank will charge a higher interest, right? But assume that the story, the same bank that Mudalali uncle went to, okay, Dhammika Pereira's business, large scale business, goes to the same bank, assume People's Bank or commercial bank, and ask for the loan 100 million to expand the business. Then the bank will accept offer. Okay, no issue. We can lend, or we can give this loan for you 100 million within 1 week, no issue, right? and assume the bank says, okay, your interest rate is 14%. Then that large scale producer can negotiate ළමයි. ආපෝ 14% වැඩිනේ අමාරුයිනේ එහෙම කරන්න. මට මේ බැංක් එක 12% දෙන්න කිව්වට. right එනවා තියාගන්න මම ඒකට යන්න. එම right NDB bank, right? I'll go to NDB bank because NDB bank manager asked me to come and that loan they are ready to give a loan at 12% interest. Okay, so I don't need a loan from you. I'll go there. Then Buddha, that negotiation capability, negotiation capacity is there. They can negotiate with banks, Buddha, because of their production capacity. They are well established firms. And also Lamai, banks are willing to lend funds to these large scale producers as their risk is lower than lending for smaller scale. Okay, the Lamai. So finally, Buddha, financial economies of scale mean large scale producers can negotiate with banks when they borrow in funds, and they can go into very, I mean, you can say lower interest rate with compared to small scale producers. Another one, Buddha, their risk is low. I mean, there's a less risk for banks to lend funds for large scale producers. So anyway, finally, Buddha, the large scale producers can have or can borrow funds at a lower interest rate than a small scale, result in reducing LRATC in the long run. Yes, Lamai? Any doubt?
Clear,
Kunara?
sir.
Clear, sir.
Okay, right. Dipna, no issue, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then you can read these points as homework. Large scale firms have easy access, if you want, with the highlight, easy access to borrow credit facilities with favorable rates of borrowings than small scale producers, because they are rated by reputed credit agency. That point also very good, Lama. Right? When the loans are immense mean, it's a big. Large scale producers are offered favorable interest rates, and small firms are offered high interest rate on their borrowings. Large firms quoted on the stock market, because with the large scale producers can go into capital market, stock market, and they can issue shares, sorry, and can raise funds because they are large scale producers, well established, well known firms. Funds more cheaply by issuing equities and shares. They can easily obtain funds by paying low interest rate and receive other benefit from the capital. Okay, right, risk bearing economies of scale. But I want to say, I really like this point. Number one, when talking about risk bearing economies of scale, there is a word called diversification. Have you ever heard that? Diversification. In my dictionary, in my vocabulary, I really like this word. I don't know why. Diversification. Okay, the lamai. Risk bearing economies of scale. It's very simple, Buddha. Risk bearing economies of scale also, remember, this advantage can be taken by large scale producers, not for small scale producers. Listen very carefully. But I'll take one example. Navaloka Group. Navaloka Group. Navaloka. Right. Now tell me, what are the businesses? What are the main businesses that Navaloka Group of companies, okay, the Buddha, engages with? Yes. Or what the Navaloka is very famous for? Yes, is there?
Healthcare.
Huh? Healthcare, yes. Hospital.
Healthcare.
Healthcare, yes. Hospital. What else, Lamai? What are the other businesses? What are the other separate industries in which the Navaloka does its businesses, Lamai? Yes.
Restaurants.
Restaurants, hotels there, yes. What else? Hey, Lamai, Navaloka construction. Haven't you seen that? No? Have you seen vehicles, going on the road? That heavy vehicles, Lamai? Navaloka construction, no? That concrete mixture, right? Construction, Navaloka construction. But that recently, not recently, actually 2 years back, 2 or 3 years back, they started higher education, we can say campus. Yes, Navaloka higher education. It's been education. My next question, why have they engaged with so many industries? These are not similar industries, Lamai. Hospital and hotels, totally separate industries. Construction, totally separate business, Tamai, but separate industry. Education, no relationship between these two, right? 3. Education is totally separated one. Why have they started business in different industries? That's my question. Yes, Lamai. What would you say? What is your answer? Example, Lamai. They could have started another hospital, another branch another branch for hospitals in Anuradhapura, I don't know, Jaffna, right? 2, 3 more hospitals for Colombo district as well. Why they have gone to education sector? Why they have shifted to education? Why they have engaged with construction? Right? Why do they do businesses in different industries? Yes, Lamai, Kalana? Punara? Why Puta? Why are they doing businesses in different industries? If they want to expand the business, Puta, they could have started the hospital or chain of hospitals. Instead of starting, new hospital or branch, why have they gone to education? Why?
Because of the competition in the market, they are getting a risk.
So yeah. You said one word, the last. What did you say? The last? Due to competition, yes.
They have to bear a risk on the drop
Yes,
of the
that is the word.
business.
Yeah, I'll accept the last word. That mitigating risk. So that remember the businesses involved with these different industries, right? To mitigate the risk. Remember, to mitigate the risk. This is a purpose. Mitigate the risk. This is the purpose now. Risk mitigation, right? Buddha, if Navaloka company, right, engage with only hospital, that could be a risk. If something happens for hospital industry, if it went bankrupt, it would be a great problem, right? The big problem for Navaloka, the entire group. The best example, Buddha, during COVID pandemic period, tell me Buddha, actually COVID pandemic period lama, sorry, during that time period lama, education was not the part of Navaloka group of companies. Buddha. They recently started this education. Let's talk about these three, right? During COVID pandemic period, what happens to construction? Kalana. Did they perform well or not?
They didn't perform well.
Did perform well or didn't?
Didn't.
Yes, Buddha. Construction, my God. COVID kale matakai ne lamai ammo. There's huge, you know, some organized with the big construction company like Access, Maga. Okay, the lamai. They laid off workers even. Okay, the lamai. Construction was zero, right? They were not performing well during COVID pandemic period. They were making losses, Buddha, right? Then that loss was covered from profit of hospital sector. Because during that time period, the hospitals were performing very well now. The healthcare industry. It was booming, flourishing. Okay, the lamai. So as a group with us, still they survive. Still they survive due to this is called diversification. What is the word? I want every one of you to pronounce that. Yes. What is that? What is the word, Buddha? What is this? What is it called? Yes. One more time, Lamai. What is the word? Tell me, Lamai. What is that?
Diversification.
Diversification mean Buddha, you know, don't do one thing every time, right? Simple idea. There's a wonderful analogy for this. If you have 10 eggs, Punara, can you hear me, Buddha? Yes? Punara, hello. If you have 10 eggs, don't put 10 eggs into one basket. Why? If you have 10 eggs, that's one of the, you know, the similar analogy example for this to explain diversification. If you have 10 eggs Buddha, don't put them, I mean all eggs into one basket. If it falls Buddha, you will lose all eggs in the basket. So if you have 10 eggs, put them into 4 eggs for one basket, 3 eggs for another basket, and another 3 eggs for another basket. Okay, the lamai. So this is called diversification. If one falls, you won't lose all eggs, lamai. That is called diversification, right? But in investing, especially when investing in the stock market, there's a nice, you know, the strategy. Don't invest your all money in one firm, right? Try to diversify. 40% of your money wealth in maybe banking, other 20% in agro, right? Other 10% in maybe solar panel industry, right? This renewable energy source. Okay, the lamai. So this is called diversification. Diversification can help organization or large scale producers to mitigate the risk, lamai. Mitigate the risk. Best example, Buddha, if Nabaloka had engaged with only construction, they would have been bankrupt, lamai, during COVID pandemic. Okay, the lamai. So that is the idea. This is called diversification or risk bearing economy of scale. Are you okay with this?
Okay, sir.
Okay. What are the other examples, Buddha? What are the other examples come to your mind when talking about this diversification? Businesses which have paid their attention on different industries instead of doing businesses on one industry, Buddha. Yes. Navaloka, one of the best example. What else? Dipna? One more example, Buddha. Another business or group of businesses.
John Keys.
Very good, Lamai. Wonderful. Right? Yes. I wanted to explain that instead of Navaloka, the main one is the John Keels Institute. They have diversified their portfolio. My God, Lamai. Wonderful. So what I need to say, Lamai, if organizations can go into diversification strategy, Buddha, they can survive. They can survive whatever happens. Maybe foreign currency depreciation, economic the recession or whatever happens with that, they survive. They are much stronger. Reason with because all industries with all industries, you know, all industries don't go bankrupt at same time. Remember, right? When one industry is performing, sorry, let's say 2 or 3 industries may not perform well, but 1 or 2 industries might perform well. Okay, Lamai. Kalana, tell me, can a small scale producers go into such a business strategy, diversification?
Can't.
Can't. They cannot, engage with different industries. Now, recently, I saw Tilakavardhana group of companies. They had the diversified their portfolio. Tilakavardhana is very famous for textiles, Lamai. Now, I saw they had started Tilakavardhana cellular, the mobile phones and separate industry. And recently, very recently, Buddha, they have engaged with logistic, Tilakavardhana logistic. Right? You can see, Buddha, they have put their hand right into different industries. Reason is to mitigate the risk, business risk. Right, but this is the one of the advantage just for large scale producers. Read to the risk bearing economies of scale. There's a great possibility for large scale producers to highlight the word and remember diversify their products and not only products with us, sometimes market as well, and spread risk among more products and markets. If the profitability of 1 or 2 of the products drop, firms can divert more resources to other products. That is called product diversity. So what I need to say, Buddha, large scale producers, they always go into diversification. If they go into diversification where they involve with many businesses, many industries, okay, they can reduce the risk. Whatever happens in the economy, Buddha, they survive. You get what I say? Clear? Kunara, can you hear me? What happened, you Buddha?
There was a connection issue, sir.
Now is it okay?
Now it's fine.
Sorry, Kalana, Deepna, clear the Buddha? Economies of scale?
Clear, sir.
Right. Internal economies of scale. Right. Next one, Buddha, external economies of scale. Can you write down this note? I think, Buddha, in your study material, there is a separate section for notes, page number 41. Page number 41, because in your tude, Buddha, I haven't given a topic for separate topic for external economies of scale. That's my mistake. It should be there. Can you write this down separately, Buddha? This external economies of scale. Yes. External economies of scale. Put a star mark and write down. Page number 41. There's a separate section for notes. In that section, please write this down. External economies of scale. EOS. External economies of scale. Are you okay with that? Shall we begin? Yes.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Okay, sir.
Write down lamai. External economies of scale. These are financial benefits. These are financial benefits. These are financial benefits enjoyed by all the firms. That is the most amazing thing, Lamai. All the firms in the industry, due to an expansion in the production capacity or scale of the entire industry of the entire industry. So the here highlight these are financial benefits, yes, enjoyed by not only one firm, but also all firms in the industry due to an expansion in the production capacity or scale of the entire industry. Not expand. It's not talking about expanding one individual firm, by all the firms in the industry due to expansion in the production capacity or scale of the entire. Next point, write down my second point. External EOS, external economies of scale may reduce, but that this point also really important. Now, may reduce LRATC. Yes, that is economies of scale. LRATC and shall shift LRATC curve downward. This is called it's too much expense. Yeah, you can write down these 2 points. Let me know once you are done. If you are done, right? That does not take much time. Shall we move on?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, these are the reasons. My number one is skill labor force in the industry. Buddha, tell me, Akalana, tell me, Buddha, do you know that trade zones, example, Katunayaka trade zone, Viyagama trade zone, Poggala, Pallekale, Kandy. Buddha, most of, do you know, have you ever heard these trade zones? No idea? Katunayaka?
Have heard of it before.
Yeah. Then Buddha, for what is it very famous? Is that very famous for? Buddha, remember all these large scale textile manufacturers? Mars, Brandix, all these large scale textile manufacturers have established their production firms in this trade zones. Example, then Katunayaka Lama is very famous. Dipna, you know what I'm talking about, right? Dipna, so many garment factories inside the Katunayaka zone, right? Do you know that? Am I correct or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, most of these large scale producers have okay, the Lama. Example, let's say Katunayaka zone. Lama is so many garment factories there, Mars Holding. Okay, the Lama Brandy, so many X, Y, Z, so many garment factories. All these garment factories are located in one place, Lama, one area. Okay, and Biyagama and the Ratnapura is very famous for what? Ratnapura?
James.
Gems. Okay, the Lama. Then that let's say at banana. Okay, the Buddha, that Ambilipiti is very famous for bananas and this cultivation. So and paddy Lama, especially this rice mills for the mill owners, they have established their firms in Anuradhapura Polonnaru. Okay, the Lamai. But I need to say, Lamai, when this entire industry expands, Buddha, every firms in the industry can have some benefits, financial benefits. Those are called external economies of scale. Example, Buddha, in Katunayaka zone or Biyagama zone, right? I do know that Biyagama zone very well. If you go there, Buddha, you can see all facilities are given by the government, right? Banks are open for 24 hours. Okay, the Lamai supermarkets is like a separate, okay, the Lamai, like a Bangkok, right? All facilities given by the bank and skilled labors around the trade zone. Okay, the Lamai and communication, especially transport facilities, Buddha. They have, you know, this all highways that highways and everything connected, properly connected with these trade zones, Lamai. The purpose is to transport the textile produced in factories to harbor. Okay, the Lamai. So what I need and machines with the raw materials, right? Within this zone with the raw materials and machines, available. No need to incur additional cost, extra cost to find raw materials or machinery. No. Okay, the Lamai. It's readily available, Lamai. Right? So these are the then Buddha, when entire industry grows, right? When all facilities are communication, banking, transport facilities are given by the government to this specified industry or zone, all firms in the industry can have benefits for them. That is called external economies of scale, result in reduction their long run average total cost. Okay, the Lamai. This is called external economies of scale. Remember, Buddha, when external economies of scale are in operation, what happens? LRATC curve, Lamai. This is LRATC curve. That shifts downward like this. LRATC2. Remember this point as well, right? If LRATC shifts downward, Buddha, it means external economies of. Okay, the Lamai. මේක තව ටිකක් explain කරොත් ළමයි දැන් මේ බලන්න. Assume this is the production capacity, Q1 output level, production, sorry, this is original one. Average cost is 20 rupees now. 20 rupees. But without increasing production capacity, Lamai, firm has been able to reduce the average cost up to 15 rupees. Without increasing its production capacity due to benefits coming from entire industry. Labor ටික ගන්න ලේසි, machines ටික ගන්න ලේසි, transport facilities ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා. Clear the lamai. So this cost reduction is caused by the development of entire industry. You get what I said, lamai? Yes. Get what I'm saying, lamai? Alana?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Dipna, Punara?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is called external economies of and Maharagam also very famous for this textiles, okay? Especially this not quality branded one. I mean, like especially wholesale, wholesale textiles. Maharagam is very famous. Famous for that wholesale textile. So all firms are, the maybe especially raw materials and machinery, right, are available in this region, in that area. Okay, so every firm in the area Buddha can have benefits. Those are called external economies of. Okay, right. Then Buddha we can write down. It's given. What are the examples? Number one, skilled labor force in the industry, readily available raw materials and capital in machinery, improved infrastructure in the industry, reputation in the area or market, can absorb benefits of research and development. Buddha, remember this research and development very very important, but in Sri Lanka, Buddha, we unfortunately don't have any research culture. Okay, Sri Lankans don't know how to do research, Buddha. Remember, if firm or country wants to increase productivity, or especially if they want to go into innovations, new things, new products, research and development must. Okay, example, Volkswagen, Apple, then Thomas, Tesla, yeah. They spend billions amount of money on research. But in Sri Lanka, we don't have, and also money to invest such big amount of money to invest on research and development. Anyway, what I need to say, Buddha, this research, right, normally are conducted based on this entire industry. Example, garment, Colombo University wants to conduct a research, Buddha, regarding this reduction in cost or the increase in productivity of textiles. Then Buddha, they can go into Detroit Strait zone or specific area where all factories are located, and they can do a nice research. Especially Buddha, if that finally Buddha, what is the purpose of a research? They distribute this knowledge. With the parties in the industry. Then if a firm in the industry, they can have the benefits from this research and development as well. Get what I said? Because the research and development can absorb the benefits of research and development. Any doubt? These are called reasons of external. Shall we move on?
Okay, sir.
Right. Next one, Buddha, diseconomies of scale. Very simple. What is meant by diseconomies of scale? After particular point, Buddha, in the long run production process, when we increase the production capacity, right, beyond that level, LRAT starts to increase now. That is called diseconomy. A negative sign, not good. diseconomies of scale. So that remember this happens due to unbearable, or we can say too much production capacity. Branches everywhere. Okay, the Lamaya workers, 1 million workers. It's very difficult for the organization to manage. Community problems take place. Okay, the Lamaya, and especially bureaucracy, decision making process becomes very complicated and takes much time, right? And principal urgent problems. Okay, the Lamaya. This when an organization expands its production capacity too much beyond a particular level, Buddha, this disputes, these problems automatically happen in the production process. Due to this inefficiencies, Buddha, long run average total cost starts to rise. That is called DC of Buddha Stama can write down Lamai DC. Write down diseconomies of scale. Write down diseconomies of scale, economy of scale refers to the, you can say, the increase in the LRATC, long run average total cost, refers to the increase in long run average total cost when expanding production volumes. Volume beyond the, can say, Buddha, we can on the particular level of output. Highlight with the increase refers to increase in the long run average. Increase is in the long run average. The long run. Okay, the Lamai? Right. These are the reasons, Lamai. Loss of control. Why? Firm is too much, too big. Very difficult for them to control. Branches in everywhere. Okay, the Lamai, in every district or Anuradhapura, 100 branches in Colombo, 15 Gampaha, very difficult for them to control. Buddha, it doesn't mean that they are making losses. Don't get me wrong. Don't make your own conclusion. No. Don't know, Buddha, they might earn profit. It's not about profit, Lama. Profit means the difference between cost and income. Here we are talking about cost, long run average cost. These reasons create some inefficiencies in the production process, result in rise in long run average total cost. That's it. We don't know anything about profit. Yeah, profit level might decrease, but it's not our job. Okay, the Lama. Not going to give any comment on profit or something. Here I can say only average total cost. Happens to average total. Communication problems. Okay, the Lama. Poor communication, internal politics and poor industrial relations. Especially, do you know trade unions, Lama? When firms becomes too large, there are so many workers, Lama. 500, 1 million workers. They try to create trade unions, right? Where they ask, or where they demand labor rights, right? Salary incrementals, okay, the Lamai working conditions, poor industrial relations. The finally Buddha end up with strikes, okay, the Lamai, and poor relationship between company and employee, okay, the Lamai. Then also not good for the large firms. Large firm face problem of, can you correct it? Firms face or encounter face principal urgent problem. Because with in large organizations, remember the management is one group, owners are another group. Because all owners can't involve with management, but then management is given to another group of people, but their objectives are different. Owners want to increase the profit or dividend, but managers, they think about their salaries and their benefits, right? So there's a problem. Okay, principal urgent problem. Principal wants something else, urgent wants something else now. Okay, the Lamai. So that's also possible in large scale. First, next one, Buddha. Fifth one, the near impossibility to create common business culture. Yes. Assume Buddha, Unilever, Hemas, Nestle, best example. Okay, more than I think 2 million workers there. Very difficult for them to create a very unique and common business culture. Different people, different cultures. Then finally, the production might end up with so many inefficient. Next one, Buddha, workers may feel a sense of alienation. It's in Buddha sense of, we can say that far away, no close relationship between owner and workers. Okay, the Lamai. Workers may feel a sense of alienation, mean Buddha that the far away. Far. These are the reasons for diseconomy. Are the reasons for this. Any doubt, Lamai? No.
No, sir.
One minute, Lamai. I'll share two case studies. So, Putha, if you want, you can read them. This is about case studies about economies of scale and diseconomy, right? This diseconomies of scale, that case study from Volkswagen, one of the largest car producers in the world. They have nicely explained Buddha how, even though they are large scale producers, Buddha, if they go beyond the production capacity, particular production capacity, average long run average total cost starts to rise. That is called diseconomies of scale. Right. (2020) can send them, read them. I have covered all parts with them. This is the practical application. If I were you, I would read. Right. Okay, that's Lamai. Then all part this one. Minimum Buddha, this I think the in your study material Buddha, I haven't given part also. I'll upload this part to the group. Minimum efficient scale is called MES. Right? Minimum efficient scale mean Buddha. This is this is long run average total cost. Sorry, long run average cost. Yes, sure. The cost per unit in the long run. Minimum efficient scale or capacity refers to the highlight the word Buddha trust level of output where long run average cost is at the lowest point. This means Buddha this point. You can see trust output level, trust level of output where the long run average cost LRATC at the lowest. You can see when this firm produce this output level, let's say Q1 output level, what happens to average total cost? Average total cost becomes the lowest number. This is the, we can say the minimum. That's why it's called minimum efficient scale. Minimum level of output is required to produce, to acquire, to achieve the lowest LRAT. Okay, the number. Remember, I'll okay, Lama, I have sent it to the group. Okay. Right. Then what is mean by minimum efficient scale Buddha? The minimum output level which is required to produce by a large scale producer to achieve the lowest long run average total cost. Simple idea Buddha, if this organization wants to achieve lowest average total cost, they have to produce at least Q1 output level. So this is called Buddha MES. MES, minimum efficient scale. If an organization wants to be, highly efficient, or we can say to achieve the lowest average total cost, that organization has to produce minimum at least Q1 output. Okay, Buddha, that is called minimum efficiency. But remember Buddha, it's very important for organization to know the maximum point. Example, the Q2 output level is the maximum output level that is required to produce to remain at lowest LRATs. You can see Buddha, if they go beyond this Q2 output level, Long run average total cost starts to rise, causing diseconomies. So this point is really important. This is the minimum point. Q1 is the lowest output level which is required to achieve the lowest LRATC. Q2 is the highest output level that has to be kept, that has to be maintained to avoid this diseconomies of scale. They go beyond Q2 output level, definitely on-run average total cost starts to rise. That is called diseconomies of scale. So what I need to say, you should know what is the minimum efficient scale and what is the maximum efficient scale. Are you okay with me? Yes? Am I?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, for that 2020. Oh, sorry. 10 to 2027 one, right? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, Lama. Okay, Lama. Lesson is done. Completed. I think I have discussed every nook and corner. No issue. It's very comprehensively. Took much time, but I think so that these are the past paper questions. I think this week, Buddha, we won't be able to conduct class due to Sakpoya, right? Because, but Punara 2026 class, the Sunday one, I'll be doing, right? 2027 month, I think better to postpone the week, following week. These are the past paper questions. Buddha. I'll give you a small support to complete the past paper questions. I'll take and complete, not all. This is the job for you. Okay, the Lamai. Please complete the past papers. These are from long run production process. Okay, the Lamai. Returns to scale. To this past paper. Explain the difference between decrease in returns to scale. This මෙන්න මේකේ හොඳයි ළමයි. Explain how the law of diminishing returns, the short run ළමයි, and law of returns to scale affect firm's cost of production. Very good. Very good question. How the law of diminishing returns, which can be seen in the short run, and the law of returns to scale, which is in the long run, affect firm's cost of production. You can explain both of them using average total cost, short run average total cost and long run average total cost, because both this short run short run ATC and long run ATC, both are influenced by these two laws, right? Short run average total cost influenced by the law of diminishing marginal returns. That law of returns to scale affects long run average total. Okay, so this is for you 2010, 2022, 2020. But I'll send this last part to the group because these past paper questions I think are not in your tube. Okay, any doubt, Lamai? No?
No, sir.
Then Buddha, we can start. Our next lesson is market structure. All one. Market structures, then behavior of perfect computer. But remember, Buddha, if you have any doubt in this cost, short run, long run cost, Buddha, please go through your especially your notes and watch recordings, and please cache the lesson, because next lesson, market structures and behavior of short run behavior of perfect competition market, totally depends on this the knowledge about this cost lamai, right? Especially the short run behavior of perfect competition. The short run cost curves අනිවාර්යෙන් ඔයා දැනගෙන තියෙනවා. Don't know, how LR, sorry, SR, the difference between LR, sorry, average cost, marginal cost, and in the list. So please, it's very kind request. Now we have completed press part. So watch recordings, and please cache the list before we start market structures and short run behavior. Okay, that's enough today. I'll send these past papers to your group. Right. Okay, Lamai, that's enough today. Thank you for coming. See, I'll send the tute to the group, new tute. Get print. Okay, Buddha. Good night, everyone. See you next day.
Thank you, sir. Good night,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Night.
Record